Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's been a long time. I've been caught up with Christmas and holidays and Thanksgiving and trying to deal with family and present shopping and all that. So now that I've finally got a little bit of time, you guys have been asking a lot of questions about this car. This has been an amazing car for some of you guys. Everything from problems with your steering, to making it go faster, to where it doesn't even work anymore, and what kind of tire upgrades. Let's see, there's a steering mod. So in this episode today, I'm going to try to address these issues as best as I can. And I'm going to see if I can break down exactly what's going on with the motor too, because that's something else. I've been trying to wind the right set of the right number of windings on one of these. It's been pretty tricky. And of course, there's a give and take for this. You know, the more the windings, the more torque you have, but the less RPMs you have. Then the less windings, the more RPMs you have, but then the less torque you have. And then the higher the RPMs, the hotter it gets. Man. I can tell you, I smoked a couple wires, I've tried a couple of ESCs. It's been one hell of a trip trying to nail these down. The stock motor is a 20K 7.4 at 7.4 volts. I don't know if it's a 6-volt motor or if it's a 3-volt motor, but I do know that it has carbon connectors inside. I had found this motor at 17K and then rewired it to go for 30, I think. But it's so it's up there. It's hot. It gets real hot. So in this episode, we're going to try to address the issues with steering and the issues with the motor. It's a doozy. So let's see. Strip this apart real fast. Okay, so here we have our steering rack exposed, as you can see. And what I'm particularly going to do is, I think there's two places here that make contact. It's here and here. From day one, I've been nervous about thinning those out, but that's not going to be too big of an issue, I think. Just going to rub down a good portion of that area, and then maybe thin out these rings just where it touches. After that, we'll get to the motor. So first things first. I mean, we're not going to get very much, but it'll help. Okay, we're in our pivot position. I mean, I think I'm lucky to get what I get. And that's pretty much all you can get out of steering. I mean, without doing some aggressive work, changing all the parts out completely, maybe some 3D parts. Again, these are only new bright toys, so there isn't that much of a selection. So That's going to be our steering. That's going to be the steering. As for speed, that's for the motors. Now I know you see I got a motor here in the front. Gosh, I don't personally remember how many RPMs this unit is. I'm assuming the stock motor is 20,000 RPMs at 7.4 volts. I wound my own motors and I was able to push 27,000 RPMs. Although this is cool and all, still wasn't as fast as I expected it to be. Only having 6,000, 7,000 RPMs more. So now I'm running a 30,000 RPM motor in the back, and I think a 22 or 24,000 RPM motor in the front. And the reason that is because, and without a shaft. The reason without the shaft is because if I gun the throttle a little bit, the rear tires kick out faster than the front, and I can drift a bit, I can turn sharper. It's like pulling the e-brake. It's really nice. So that's why I've got the dual motor setup going. But you're not going to get the dual motor working without this and that gear that goes onto the motor itself. Otherwise, I mean, you can salvage it out of any other new bright toy, which is really great. Even though the teeth on the pinion itself may not match, but you will have some kind of torque in the front. It's a 12-tooth pinion that goes in the motor itself. This little idler sprocket gear that they got in there is all the generic same size, so you can't miss it. I have miscellaneous tape over my wheels. This was reflective tape with double-sided tape on there so that way I could measure the RPMs as I was doing engine tests. So don't be alarmed by the weird stuff. Now, I have electrical tape surrounding my tires so that I can drift easier. And that makes a whole world of a difference. So, I don't know what other ideas you guys might come up with. This is what I've got so far. Without changing the internals, you will be limited by your motor. The stock ESC can only handle so powerful of a motor. I think if you go beyond the 20,000 RPMs, you're probably going to experience a lot of heat, or you're going to fry your own electronics because it can't handle the amount of power trying to go into the motors. And that's for one motor, actually, not just two. Alright, so let me see if I can give you an example of how this actually rides with this setup. Not gonna work. Not gonna work. Maybe you need to take those tires off. That's a pretty good top speed. Not exactly what I was expecting. Boy, you take the... No, just drifting everywhere. Uh-oh. Toasted already? That motor in there is cooking. It probably doesn't like this at all. Oh yeah, it's already slowing down. Something's wrong. Oh yeah, bring it back. So that's pretty much how I got mine to become a drifter. Not so much very fast, but it does do a job. Now, for the next episode, or whatever I'm going to plan on doing next, I think I'm going to have to order some brushless motors. I would like to get two, but I may have to start with one, and then we'll find some brushed motors that could work with this, even with the stock electric system. So, subscribe, stay tuned, and if you guys have any more questions, leave them down below, and I'll respond as fast as I can. I've been caught up with the holidays and all this, so you have to bear with me, but now that things are calming down, I can get back to what I was doing again. Alright guys, see you next video.